Brian, it's after midnight in Paris, so was the meeting posted?
Yes, it's been posted downstairs.
The first item on the agenda.
The minutes of our meeting from Thursday, December 1st, 2016.
Any comments from anyone?
Move it. Seconded.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next item.
There are two applications for special one-day license to sell dispensed malt beverages and wine only, or either one. Tabitha Garnett, the catering manager for Aramark, has one for the University Crossing, 220 Pawtucket Street, the BCRI Holiday Party, which will be Tuesday, January 10th, 2017, from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And she has a second application for a scheduled event at the North Campus Parking Garage at 293 Riverside Street. This will be the Riverhawks Reunited Spring Athletics Homecoming. And that's going to be scheduled on Saturday, April 22nd, 2017, from 1 p.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Name and address.
Tabitha Garnett, 300 Martin Luther King Drive.
Tabitha, it says holiday party. Do we know what holiday that is?
I'm going to guess the Christmas and New Year's holiday.
Great. Does anybody have any questions?
No, but the parking garage party looks like a good one to go to.
That sounds right.
I mean, it sounds like a nice one. Move approval?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No? Nobody says no.
Good luck to
Merry
All right,
Christmas
thank
and
you.
Happy New Year,
You too,
Tabitha.
guys.
I'd like to take number 4 and then go to number 3.
We have a communication from the Superintendent of Police, William M. Taylor, dated November 30th, 2016. This is regarding the licensing the Middle Street Village, Inc., doing business as the Village Smokehouse, 9298 Middle Street. Alan F. Kaplan, manager.
Does anybody have any thoughts on this? How's our schedule look for the 12th of January? All right. Anybody want to put it on the 12th of January?
I'll make a motion that we put it on the agenda for the 12th of January.
Thank you.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 12th of January. We'll see Mr. Kaplan, I hope. Next item.
Stepping back in one, with respect to the 2017 renewal for alcohol beverages for the hotels, restaurants, clubs, and package stores. Members of the commission, just for your information, this past November, I should say, all of our licensees who hold annual licenses are required by state law to file a renewal application. And most did. Several have not filed, and some have already closed, and there was no reason for them to be filing after having closed earlier this year. For those that have filed renewals, they're entitled to automatic renewal. However, this time of year, in anticipation of issuing new licenses for 2017, which hopefully will be done between now, by Monday, starting Monday to the end of the regular year, they'll have to have their certificates of inspection, and they'll also have to have certificates of liquor liability insurance in good standing. One of our licensees is requesting to change its legal closing time, that is the Four Seasons at 373 Central Street, from a 2 a.m. legal closing time to a 1 a.m. legal closing time. Otherwise, there will be some surprises as far as some certain business that will not be opening in 2017. I'll leave it at that for the moment.
So this is something for us to note and move on, correct?
For the record, just to ratify the renewals, I provided a list, and I'll explain that one particular item, one licensee who may have been on your list, and I tried to update that, and I will give you a more updated list, will not be operating business after January 1st. That is, from what I understand, Bishop's.
Okay, and everybody else, lodgings, pawn shops, fortune tellers.
Those are licensees who don't renew at this time. Typically, they're waiting till spring to file a renewal.
We'll see on that. All right, anybody have any comments?
I just have one question, Mr. Chairman. We have, at number 5 on the agenda is a communication from the treasurer regarding outstanding monies that erode the city from several of the parties that are up for renewal. And I'll make a motion after in regard to reviewing number 5, perhaps in the new year. But it's my understanding that they are entitled to renewal even with outstanding monies. Is that correct?
With respect to the,
Other than
I-
fees for licenses, things like
that
that.
communication from the city treasurer, Cheryl Robinson, I forwarded to the treasurer our list of licensees for alcohol beverages, the ones that are filed renewal for 2017, as well as in anticipation of the used car dealer licensees who will be filing renewals at the end, in the next 2 weeks, secondhand motor vehicle, as well as those that hold common victular licenses. These are sub shops, restaurants that don't have alcohol. Some of these business owners may not have paid their taxes before 2016, and what I mean by not having paid their taxes, there is what's called a tax item called personal property tax. For example, a restaurant, there are fixtures, from what I understand, checking with the website of the Massachusetts Department of Revenue. Personal property tax can be is a determination by the city assessor's office as to what it applies to, but it's usually items that are movable items in a restaurant. They don't necessarily have to be, it's not the real estate, it's not the, it might be the tables and chairs that are in the establishment that are, you know, help the business. There may be kitchen appliances that help with the business. So however the assessment is and the determination is, these business owners are being sent tax bills, I think probably quarterly, like we receive our property tax or water and sewage. Some may have not made a timely payment, didn't realize it, and find themselves gaining interest on this unpaid tax. There are approximately maybe a dozen alcohol beverage licensees who have been listed, and I have a list of those from the city treasurer, who I would, you know, trying to help the city treasurer and helping with the city manager's office in regards to see if in some way, shape, or form the city can recoup some of these unpaid bills. There may be some issues with these particular business owners that I'm not aware of, that they may have reason, having not paid for that tax. Maybe they were filing for an abatement and they didn't get proper notification, or maybe they, in fact, I spoke to 2 of our business licensees who have been listed. One was not aware that he had an outstanding tax. I brought it to his attention. He went to the city treasurer's office. Several minutes after we spoke, he came back to me and he showed me he had paid that bill. Another one came in with a friend, and they went down to the city treasurer's office and settled up on an unpaid tax bill from prior to 2016. So it may be just something like that on my part in dealing with these issuance of new licenses, where I pointed out to them. In fact, when I'm to issue a liquor license, they're to pay the liquor license to the city treasurer. They have to pay it by bank check. I give them a receipt to take to the city treasurer. It's that, at that moment, the city treasurer's office can say, oh, by the way, Mr. Jones, you have an outstanding tax from personal property from 2015. You know, and then they would probably say, okay, I'll write you a check right now, settle it up on that. Some of these, particularly like, there was some excise tax unpaid excise tax for some of the secondhand motor vehicle licensees. They've gone to a collection agency. And I'm not sure how that works, but I think probably the business licensee has to go to the collection agency and settle up that way. But these are things I'm not privy to in that regard, and I'm not sure what the total amount may be in some of them. I have some listings, I have some that are pretty eye-opening as far as one particular used car dealer licensee in the city. I was very surprised, and I'm not so sure that may be one of an item that you might need to look at after the first of the year as far as a renewal of that license, if they wish to pursue it.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Oh, no, sorry, go ahead.
I just want to thank Joe for bringing that issue up, because I think it's really important. I mean, the property tax that I pay for the business is very low, and I don't understand how you lose the bill or not pay it, so I think it was a great point.
Item number 5. Well, I'd like to bring it up formally, and then we'll have a motion.
Which would you want to, number 5, excuse me? 5. So in regards to what just I spoke of, the communications from Cheryl Robinson, City Treasurer, regarding the 2016 licensees for alcohol beverages, secondhand motor vehicles, and common victular, who have unpaid personal property tax and excise tax prior to 2016. And so, as I just pointed out, I will look to bring these matters to their attention in dealing with their renewal applications. I've sent notices to I just sent out renewal applications for the licensees for common victular. And these are restaurants, sub shops, and a couple of them I pointed out you have a matter you should contact the city treasurers about. If they send me a renewal application, I'll have to follow it further with city officials to see how they wish to handle, how I should handle it. Should I issue them their new license as a renewal? Do we need to have them come before the License Commission?
City officials, would think they'd check with us.
You know what, we have a city ordinance.
Yes.
And if you want to schedule for a public hearing, I'd be certainly checking with you on that, to schedule for the public hearing.
Well, I think Joe wants to make a motion in that area.
Okay, that's fine. If that's the way you wish to go, I was,
We can, but for those who still haven't paid up by next month, we should invite them to brief us.
that would be fine, and you could have a fair number of individuals who would be coming before you to renew. So we may not necessarily do it all in one meeting day. We might want to stagger it to a following meeting.
If I might, maybe we can just put this on for review in the first meeting of 2017, only on the issue of understanding that there still are outstanding bills owed. And if it's necessary, then perhaps have a meeting where we're calling people in that have large outstanding amounts to the city. I don't want to rush into it, and you say that the springtime is when some of these licenses will be coming up.
There'll be
So we have a little bit of
another
time.
renewal phase, not relating to
Not-
these
Right.
annual alcohol licenses or common victular, but it'll be like lodging house, it'll be pawnbrokers, secondhand articles. There may be some outstanding bills there, but I would have to check with the treasurer's office.
I would just move that we put this number 5, communication from Cheryl Robinson, maybe have an update for our next meeting, in the first meeting in January.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Time for item number 6? We did number 3. Yeah. We're clean on 3.
Number 6.
Go ahead. You like the home rule.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, before I say adjourn, I think that I'd like all of us to join in thanking Jack Webb for being willing to come here every meeting, whether there's something exciting or not, and wish him a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you, Jack.
And thank you,
Merry Christmas.
Ryan, for your perseverance with us through the year, and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New
Merry
Year to
Christmas to
you.
one and all. Thank you.
Now we're done.